Welcome back to the channel. This is Everyone's Game. I am Analyst and today I'm going to take you through our Match Day 2 team selection for the UCL Fantasy. In Match Day 1 we got 103 points, a really good start to the season. My aim was to attack the first game week of the UCL Fantasy and we were able to do that. We had Lewandowski in as our captain. We didn't have Haaland and we didn't have Mbappe, but we were still able to put up a really good amount of points. The Dortmund triple up really paid off. I really like Jude Bellingham as a player, so I always try to have him in my squad. He was the highest scoring Dortmund player. We also had Marco Reus, we had Guerrero as well. So that triple up really paid off. And all in all, most of our players got really good points. And Kunku, he kind of disappointed us. Taylor as well, but I didn't really expect anything from Taylor. I was hoping Petri would get in on the goal scoring action, but he didn't. But like I said, a really good amount of points for our first match day. I don't particularly like this team. I think when I made my match day one team, I did not look into the future as much as I should have, and this is definitely not a good side to be heading into match day 2 or even match day 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to activate one of my chips because in order to fix this squad, I'm going to need more than 2 free transfers. I'm going to be playing my wild card. I did not expect to be playing my chips so early. I know a lot of people do play these chips really early, but I tend to only use one of my chips in the group stages. But I'm gonna have to use the wild card because this also isn't a good team looking forward to match day 3 and 4. So moving on to match day 2, this is the team as is without any transfers. We have Benzema who may not be playing. He's not currently flagged, but I'm not too sure if he's going to be fit enough to play against RB Leipzig. We have Ramos against Juventus, Lewandowski against his former club Bayern. We have the Dortmund triple up playing Man City, which is definitely not a good fixture for them. And Kunku against Real Madrid. We have Ronaldo against Leverkusen. We have Otamendi as well as our keeper Flaco Dimos against Juventus and Hugo Lloris against Sporting. Alright, so on paper, I don't think this is a good team going into the match day 2 fixtures. When I made my match day 1 team, I don't think I did much future planning. So this team, as is, and even looking at the team, thinking about doing 2-3 transfers, I don't think it will set me up to have a good squad that could put up even near the amount of points that I got in match day 1. So I'm definitely gonna have to use one of my chips. I usually don't use my chips in the group stages. If I use my chips, I use one chip in the group stages and one chip in one of the knockout rounds. However, if I leave this team as is, I'm either gonna have to wildcard or limitless in match day 3. I'm also considering using the limitless in match day 2 and using my wildcard in match day 3 to cover the match day 4 fixtures that will be the same as match day 3. However, I don't want to use both of my chips in the group stages. So as of right now, I'm going to activate my wildcard, hopefully make a good team for match day 2 and match day 3, and then we'll start to think about match day 4 and beyond. These are the transfers that I'm thinking of making. We're gonna bring in a really strong front three of Mbappe, Haaland, and Lewandowski. Mbappe is gonna be playing, PSG is gonna be playing Maccabi Haifa, and I just expect there to be a lot of goals in that game. I really think that that front three of Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar can get a lot of goals and assists. I also think that he can keep a clean sheet as well, which is why I wanted to bring in Hakimi. But if I'm not on Limitless, I'm not going to have enough funds to bring in Hakimi. So what I'm going to do is bring in Sergio Ramos because he should be able to get some clean sheet points and also get some ball recovery points as well. In terms of Mbappe, he scored a brace in match day 1, and I'm hoping that he can possibly get a hat trick or more in this game against Maccabi Haifa. And I'm also hoping that he can provide some assists as well. We know that Mbappe is the goal scoring machine of PSG. What I also considered is bringing in Neymar for Lewandowski. Lewandowski definitely has the knowledge and the ability to score goals against Bayern Munich, but Barca plays Inter Milan next. The only other option is to bring in someone like Neymar just because of PSG's fixtures for this particular game week. They're also going to be playing Benfica in their third and fourth round, which is on paper a good fixture. But Lewandowski is 42% owned. So I'm thinking about just failing with the majority. If Lewandowski doesn't get 1 or 2 goals, then it's not going to hurt as much if I know that okay, almost half of the players also have Robert Lewandowski, and he also plays on the Tuesdays. So if he doesn't get the amount of points that I would like, I could always change him to any of the other players, especially Erling Haaland, who plays on the Wednesday. That Erling Haaland is playing against his former club as well, so he has the knowledge, and Haaland scores. It doesn't matter who Haaland is playing against, Haaland is going to score. Alright, so this is currently my front three. Because of the price of my front three, somewhere is gonna have to take a hit in terms of the funding, and that is gonna be the midfield for this week. We're gonna bring in Vinicius Jr. because if Benzema isn't gonna be playing, Vinicius Jr. is gonna be that main attacker for Real Madrid. Next to Vinicius Jr., we're also gonna bring in Kavika. I think that's how you pronounce his name. They're playing Rangers, and Rangers' defense was just totally poor in match day 1. So I know Napoli coming off of that win against Liverpool 4-1, and they're number 1 in their domestic league right now. So they have the confidence, they have the ability to come and score a lot of goals against Rangers. We're also going to be bringing in Marian Shved, I think, from Shakhtar Donetsk, and they're going to be playing Celtic. Now, I'm not really sure about both of these teams, but Marian Shved was able to get some goals in their last fixture, so hopefully he can do the same thing in match day 2. Our next two midfielders are on the bench as of right now. We have on Yedika. He is from Club Brugge, and I'm just bringing in him because he is priced at 4.5 million, and he should be able to get some ball recoveries. He had 5 ball recoveries in his last matchup against Leverkusen, and playing against Porto, he should be able to get some more ball recoveries and hopefully a clean sheet point. Our other midfielder is going to be Højbjerg from Spurs. I'm thinking that Spurs is going to be able to win their game against Sporting. It mightn't be a runaway victory. However, Højbjerg is a regular starter, and he can get on the end of some attacking returns like he did in their match day 1 fixture. He got an assist, and he is also going to be playing possibly 90 minutes, so he can rack up some ball recovery points as well. Another reason I'm bringing him in is they play Frankfurt next, and I believe that he will be able to do the same thing, get some attacking returns as well as rack up some ball recovery points. I also think he's a better option just because Son hasn't showed up yet, and Richarlison is not on my radar given that I have Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Lewandowski to choose from, as well as someone like Neymar. So on the rating, Richarlison is just not gonna be someone that's gonna be in my team anytime soon. Moving on to the defense, we're bringing in João Cancelo. Man City is gonna be playing Dortmund. A clean sheet is possible, but I'm not too sure if it will happen. But anyway, take it. We're gonna bring him in. He's gonna get some attacking returns, and he is gonna get those ball recovery points as well. I'm also bringing in Denzel Dumfries. They're playing pleasant, and I really expect them to keep a clean sheet in this matchup. Denzel Humphreys, he doesn't get a lot of ball recoveries, so he may not get the ball recoveries in 71 minutes in match day one. He has zero ball recoveries, but he can score goals and he can also assist goals as well. So I'm bringing him in hopefully to get those clean sheet points, but also to get some attacking returns. We're bringing in Nuno Tavares as well. They're playing Frankfurt, Marseille. I'm not too sure who to back in this side, but hopefully they have like a 0-0 draw, or I just rack up some ball recovery points as well. He had 5 ball recoveries, just one off of getting another point. So hopefully he can get some ball recoveries and hopefully get some clean sheet points. We're believing Ronaldo in the side, and they're playing Leverkusen. Leverkusen also isn't a phenomenal side at this point in time, and Atletico Madrid can possibly win this match like a 1-0 victory. So we can possibly get some clean sheet points as well and get that ball recovery that is extremely important in UCL fantasy. Alright, I spoke about Sergio Ramos as well, and our keepers are not changing just because the other keepers are higher priced, and I brought in Hugo Lloris just because of his fixtures. I wanted him against Sporting and I wanted him against Frankfurt. We have Lacodimos, and Benfica is playing Juventus and PSG next. I can possibly change him. If we were to change Vlachodimos, let's see who we can bring in Vlachodimos for. Alright, Vlachodimos is priced at 5 million, so we could either bring in someone like Mengele, who will be playing Porto, but again, a clean sheet isn't guaranteed in that match. We could also bring in Onana. I'm not too sure if he's starting. I'm hearing that the other goalkeeper for Inter Milan might start. So this is the first fixture of the on the Tuesday, so I could always look at the fixtures to determine if to bring him in or not. They're playing pleasant, and I really think that they can keep a clean sheet. So if it's Onana, I can bring him in because I do think the other goalkeeper for Inter Milan is 5.5 million. Let's just double check that. Handanovic, he is 5.5 million, so I would not. I actually have 5.5. I have 0.5 million remaining in my bank, so I can bring in Handanovic if he is starting rather than Onana. So any one of them, I can bring them in as well and switch out to Vlachodimos. And the only way I'm going to bring them in is based on their match day 3 fixture, which is going to be against Barca, which isn't ideal. But Vlachodimos, he's going to be playing against PSG. So none of these keepers have the best fixture in the world. This, as of right now, is the team that I am going with. I'm not too sure what changes to make. The only players that I'm still battling with is deciding if to downgrade Robert Lewandowski to Neymar, just because I do believe PSG, their front three, is going to get a lot of attacking returns, and Lewandowski could probably score 1 or 2 goals against Barca. And if I downgrade Lewandowski to Neymar, that frees up some cash for me to strengthen this midfield. The midfield isn't terrible, it's just there are some players that I can change. For example, I can change Onyedika. I can possibly also upgrade Kavitska to Zielinski, just because I think Zielinski has a better goal scoring threat. Alright, but as of right now, this is the match day 2 team, and if I do make any changes, I will update my team on the Everyone's Game Twitter page. So be sure to follow at Everyone's Game 1 on Twitter for the final team selection. We will be waiting for the lineups from the first two games, and then we will drop our final team selection. All right, so this has been our match day 1 review, match day 2 team selection. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel to support us, and comment what changes you would make in the comment section down below. You can also go to our Twitter page and comment on our team selection, your team, as well as your predictions for match day 2. Be sure to stay tuned for our match day 2 score predictions video. Alright, hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you in another video. Peace.